Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's run through a scenario and see how the debt payoff strategy calculator works with choosing the best method to tackle over $30,000 in debt. We'll see how velocity banking is just as fast as any other method and comparable in cost. Here's the scenario. This person has 4 different credit card balances to pay off. The total balance of all 4 totals $30,123, and all have interest around 18%. The person also has a monthly income of $9,000, expenses of $4,672, and cash flow of $4,328. Let's go to the Debt Strategy Payoff tool and enter all these outstanding debts in the Your Data tab. We'll enter the quick description, balance, interest, and monthly payment for the debts. These are all easily found on each debt statement. One option this person has is to potentially utilize an available credit as a cash advance on their Chase credit card to help pay off the debt. It would be $10,000 at an interest rate of 18.25%. A second option might be obtaining a line of credit. In this Excel sheet, we can compare both by toggling the buttons. We'll compare the differences with a $10,000 line of credit at 12% interest. Let's go ahead and enter these amounts in the available credit of the Chase card and the line of credit section as well. And that's all. We can now go to the Dashboard tab, enter the date we want to start, and see how the payoff methods compare. In the Start Date cell near the top of the screen, let's enter a start date of January 1st, 2024. And let's start by checking to make sure the Credit Card Available Credit button is selected for the credit card method. And the Excel spreadsheet automatically calculates the results to compare 5 different methods to pay off the debt. We'll see results if the person does nothing, uses the debt snowball, debt avalanche, rolling payments, and velocity banking. So let's look at the velocity banking method for the credit card option. Keep in mind, we'll also look at a couple different ways to use velocity banking. First, let's look at a simplified scenario where the cash flow doesn't yet come into play with the cash advance. Once the money is used, interest payments automatically increase as part of the minimum payment. For this person to use their available cash advance, the monthly payments will increase by about $489. We can see the minimum monthly payments are now $2,389 with the credit card compared to $1,900 with normal payments. Right off the bat, we see the velocity banking method is the fastest way to pay off the debt and the cheapest. We can see it's over $1,000 cheaper and 2 months shorter to pay off. Let's quickly take a look at the details. We'll click on the Velocity Banking tab for credit cards and see what the sequence looks like for each credit card. Here we can get the detailed information on the specific debt payoff strategy. We can see here the debt is sequenced based on largest available credit first, then balance from smallest to largest. Note how Capital One card number 2 is first on the list and had the highest interest rate and monthly payment. The spreadsheet will automatically sequence the debts correctly based on the method. On the right-hand side, we can see how long each debt will take to pay off in months along with the payments each month. If we scroll further to the right, the spreadsheet will automatically give the payoff month by month for each debt. Here we can see how much each month's payment should be for each debt and when each will be completely paid off. In this scenario, the benefit comes very quickly by paying off the debt that has the largest payment. This frees up a large amount of cash very quickly to be utilized in the other debts. Now, let's look at the velocity banking method for the line of credit. We'll go to the Dashboard tab and select the Line of Credit button to display those results. Like the previous method, let's look at a simplified scenario where the cash flow doesn't yet come into play with the cash advance. Once the money is used, interest payments automatically increase as part of the minimum payment. For this person to use their available cash advance, the monthly payments will increase by about $120. We can see the minimum monthly payments are now $2,020 with the credit card compared to $1,900 with normal payments. Velocity banking method is still the fastest way to pay off the debt and the cheapest. We can see it's over $1,000 cheaper and 2 months shorter to pay off, similar to the credit card cash advance method. And there's only a $36 difference between total interest paid between using the credit card and line of credit. Let's quickly take a look at the details. We'll click on the Velocity Banking tab for line of credit and see what the sequence looks like for each credit card. We can see here the debt is sequenced just like the credit card option, which is based on balance from smallest to largest. Again, the benefit comes very quickly again by paying off the debt that has the largest payment. This frees up a large amount of cash very quickly to be utilized in the other debts. Now, let's go back to the cash advance option from the credit card and see what happens if we increased our normal monthly payments by $489 to see how things compare if this person didn't use the available credit. We'll enter $489 here and the calculator will automatically update. Now we can see the other methods take 15 months to pay off with the additional amount and the monthly payments are exactly the same between each method. Even though it takes 2 months longer, it's still $150 cheaper than all the other methods. Let's quickly note here how much sequence of the debts or whichever strategy used, it doesn't matter. Doing anything other than paying the minimum balances each month is far better. How does this compare to the line of credit option? Let's check. Click on the line of credit button and change the additional payments to $120 to match all monthly payments across the different options. Velocity banking is still the best option, although debt snowball, debt avalanche, and rolling payments are just 1 month longer. Finally, there's one last option to compare here, and it's a major one. Remember at the beginning of this video we share the monthly income, expenses, and cash flow. Here, let's see what happens when you use the full available cash flow against the debt. Start by adding $4,328 to the additional monthly payments here. And we'll add the difference between $4,328 and $120 in the Velocity Banking section. This is because the total cash flow will still equal $4,328 and properly account for the additional payments estimated in the Velocity Banking methods. Now look at the change just by adding the additional cash flow. All the methods except doing nothing come down to paying off the debt in just 6 months, but now rolling payments is the cheapest. Let's look at the rolling payment tab to understand what option that provides. Here, the concept is very simple. The idea with rolling payments is to pay off the minimums amount until one of the debts is paid off. Then you take that minimum payment and add it to the next shortest payment time frame. And you keep rolling the payments from the paid off debts into the next one. All the debts are sequenced by timing, specifically shortest to longest time frame based on the minimum payment amount. This strategy is very similar to debt snowball and debt avalanche, except it ignores the interest rates. It sequences purely based on timing to a zero balance. Lastly, let's go back to the dashboard and compare the differences between the line of credit Velocity Banking option and credit card. Click on the credit card button and let's adjust the additional monthly payment to the difference between $4,328 and $489. Enter $3,839 and the spreadsheet automatically updates the results. Here we can now see the rolling payment strategy is still the fastest and cheapest. The beauty of this calculator is you can really compare all your particular details with your exact debt, and it enables you to make a decision that is in your best interests. And you can clearly see the benefits of each method over doing nothing and just paying off the minimum each month. This spreadsheet shows that Velocity Banking could work in certain situations. But there are also alternatives that can save quite a bit more money. One note we have is to make sure you consider the effort needed to obtain a line of credit. If you don't already have one, it will take time, paperwork, and appointments to finally get approved. If you already have a line of credit, then you can use any balance you have available. Also, this spreadsheet shows just 2 ways to use Velocity Banking. But in reality, there are more ways to utilize the Velocity Banking strategy that may also give different results. On this channel, our goal is to help everyone calculate the true cost and time frame of each method and realize their options when it comes to paying off debt. There is no one best strategy that fits every case. As this example showed, there may be a couple different options depending on what is a greater priority for you. And this is why it's so crucial to run the numbers using your own specific debts and details so you can make an informed decision on how to tackle your debt. We hope this helps show how essential but easy it can be to figure out the best method as you work toward financial relief. Thank you so much for watching, and please leave a comment on this video if you found it to be useful.